talk about? I know you are talking about staying here for how many months?
Till August.
All right.
Mid-August. So
And then you want to go to a different state, different city, and then try that. Now, is it a different state or a different city or both?
both. I could technically come back to Texas and hit a different area. I wouldn't really want to come back to the same area because there's already enough momentum going on here.
All right.
So, the best way to make money is get an area that hasn't been introduced to the idea yet and take advantage of the first mover's advantage in that situation. So, where would that be? So, I've been checking things out. Long Island's got a little bit of growth happening. So, I'll probably spend like 6 weeks there with my team. And after that, I'm open to going anywhere. So,
You want growth, go to North Dakota.
Now, how long has your company been around?
2 years.
2 years? How long have you been with it?
Almost 2 years. Actually, they've been around since October 2011. I got involved in August 2012.
How many people are in your company altogether?
And the company altogether? I don't know the answer to that. It's worldwide, though. We're in 16 countries. And the reason why, so Europe has really taken advantage of all the international wellness stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And North America's been a little slow in embracing alkalinity and non-GMO and that sort of thing. So we are now focusing on the North American market and go to different cities and open it up. So like the major cities that are really busting it with 7.2, the 2 test market cities were Boise, Idaho, and Salt Lake City. Now Modesto, California is getting up a little bit, Long Island a little bit, Austin, Texas. And technically that's it. Oregon is opening up here really soon. Someone's going up to Oregon to open that area up.
So a couple things we could talk about is A, how to maximize what you're doing when you're here, and then B, maybe how to find out where you should go next.
Yeah.
Just so you're a little bit more educated and not just throwing darts at the map saying, this sounds good, and we'll see if that works, because it's just hard running any business or any business. But one of the things I was going to bring up is you may want to look into how many people, I know you said a lot's already going in Texas and the momentum's here, but sometimes it's good to tap into the momentum and ride that for a while compared to trying to, make a whole new trail, which everybody's going to follow behind anyway.
Right. So I have like a strong team and for lack of a better word, a weak team.
Mm-hmm.
And the strong team, I don't really need to build up anymore because I really need to focus on that weak team, but the weak team is not moving as fast. So I'm looking to create new recruits and work with somebody who wants to be more of a stronger business builder. So when you were talking about maximize what I'm doing here, it's perfect because I don't know people here moving here. I'm meeting people as I live here. But I got flowers. Happy Tuesday, man.
Awesome. You just said it down there.
No. I'll eat it.
There you go, Joe.
So, what I'm having to do is just come to meetup groups, meet people. And what I've noticed is some networking groups, they're not really interested in other businesses or because they have their own and they're trying to build that group. So what I'm trying to figure out is where can I go to meet people in this area, the whole Austin, Round Rock, Pflugerville, Cedar Park, Leander area, or even Buda and Kyle area, that I can actually meet those kind of people who want to get involved.
I would go on the meetups.
That's what I have been doing.
Yeah, go on the meetups and look for the health nuts.
So I have done that as well, and what I'm saying is like even whether it's business or even the health and wellness ones, like the health and wellness professionals, they have their own businesses. Some of them are open to it, some of them aren't. So I know there's a niche out there somewhere that might be more interesting.
Well, you have to just kind of think it all through and kind of analyze it as you go to make your best decision. But one of the problems you're going to run into is if you go to these health groups, a lot of them already have their own systems that they're in, and to try to talk them out of it, they're firm believers and they don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
If you come to more a common group, you have more general people, and a lot of times those general people will be more open to maybe something like what you have.
Yeah. So, kind of looking at how to do that sort of thing, basically.
I went to this meeting Wednesday, and it's actually pretty good. It was all right. The lady didn't have too much time to speak, but she did make a good point, which is that the point was that, let's see, she went around asking people more or less like, who's your target person or whatever. And the point that she made is like, this may be a perfect target customer for me right now, but what happens when they get a little bit older, their income changes, things change. So that always is continually changing your demographic of who you're targeting, because that demographic is going to get older. Their income may change or may not change. Same as looking at the younger crowd, you may have the young people who don't fit your demographic now. They don't reach that age. They're not old enough, they don't make enough money, they're still in school, live with their parents, so on and so forth, but eventually they're going to get older, make money, and then they will fit your demographic. So it's like more or less in targeting on a demographic, who's that type of a person that, like, I guess, like your perfect customer, what's their, like, characteristics, that's what I was looking for.
What's characteristics of the perfect customer, like you're saying, it changes. Right now, my characteristics are looking for someone who's got a lot of contacts, a lot of trustworthy contacts who trust them in the area, someone who's worked in business for themselves or has worked commission jobs before, and someone who has a bit of financial resource. $1,000 is our top buy-in, so you can't go above that. So that's really not much comparably to a brick and mortar. So that's my ideal target right now. And someone who wants to help serve others, because this is not, like, our business is more about helping people. So even though we have a great product line, alkalinity helps everybody on all levels. No matter where you start, you just got to start alkalizing your body.
Amen to that.
Yeah, and you can do it with water, but we do it with water and food. We don't have a water machine, but our products you can put in the water and alkalize it. So everybody gets healthy, and it's not our claim. We can't say by the FDA, oh yeah. But traditionally, the alkaline diet is a raw food diet. Not everybody wants to do that, so our company's made it simple and easy. So we kind of put those two things together, then who's interested enough in health and wellness and fitness even, because our other product, Recovery, that you put in water, helps reduce lactic acid, but they also have the foundation of that business builder, which is what I'm looking for. It's, customers are great, but I've moved here to work the business,
And then the one point the lady was saying, her name was Jenna the other day, was also take it to the next level. What type of, like, personality are they? Are they, like, happy, outgoing, motivated, and try to take it to that level, and then search for those people? Because eventually, if you could teach them about it and you find that personality type, and you could train them or teach them or find a system that works for that, then you could create somebody and just make all, pretty much top performers compared to, well, we have our top performers and then we have those who aren't so top performers. But also, what she said was great, but it always doesn't work for everything. To try to switch it up so much, you may cause yourself some trouble. So you have to think about, all right, what training programs or what steps can I do to further help train those people or help those people who are at the bottom get to the top? And if you can figure that out.
Well, we have a training system that's a really easy duplicatable system. It's just a matter of people doing it. So when people don't do it, it's because they haven't followed the system and talked to enough people.
But see, it's like a class or a training or a school. There's so many different education systems that you could use out there. But what best works for you? My kids have done homeschool a lot, and me and my wife actually go to trade shows, and they'd have total different learning systems that they have set up to learn math. Total different learning systems to learn reading, spelling, and all that for the kids. And they'd actually let the kids use them right there and see what best fit for the kids.
Sure. So it's finding the system. So if I understand you right now, finding the learning system for them, which is not tied to the company, to help them learn what the company's trying to teach them.
Exactly. Because not everybody learns the same way.
Yeah.
You guys are all equal-minded in the same way of learning. This worked for me. It totally makes sense. Right. I understand it. But you have the total opposite people. Then you have the people in between.
Yeah.
Then you have all different levels of people, personality types. Now, how can I take that one personality type and make it work for my product, my service, of what we want?
Right.
And then also at the same time, a lot of what I talk about is, and maybe, I don't know, I guess deep down inside I'm probably a lazy person, even though I'm really not. I'm just one of them, I'm like really motivated. I like to get stuff done. So if I could find ways to piggyback or do something else, that's how I like to do it. In my case, I like to market. I do marketing, online marketing, and I could find out who's looking for that, and I just make sure I end up there on the line. And that's as easy as it is. It goes hand in hand. Somebody's looking for alkaline water, whatever they're looking for, and I'm selling that product. Well, that goes hand in hand. Now they found me when they were searching for that, and I have what they need. Now that's a perfect fit. Sometimes you get these people, especially in different level systems, where, right? Well, you can make more the more people you have under you, and more people you go wide, more they sell, then the more people they get to sell under them, and this and that.
MLM.
Exactly. And you kind of like lose the focus of what you guys are really trying to do. Some people are just focused on strictly making money. Some people are strictly on trying to help people. Some people are just strictly trying to help themselves. Some people are, well, maybe I could help myself and get all this stuff for free by helping other people. So nobody's train of thought's in the exact same spot. But in the long run, what I could do is I could find out where the people are looking for it online, and I can make sure I'm ending up there and make sure it's a perfect match. And now there's none of that mixed motivation of what we're trying to do. These people are looking specifically for product. I'm going to concentrate on them and just selling product. This person over here is just concentrate on making money. I'm going to try to concentrate on them how to make the most money. But sometimes it's educating them about the product and showing people how to use the product.
Yeah.
And that's how you can make the most money.
Yeah.
It's just figuring out those niches and just figuring out the things which work for your teams and your crews. And each team's going to be different too. And each group of people are going to be different. So if you could find a way to try to educate them on how to best sell, maybe things that are working for you, or maybe find other similar people to them that it's working for, and try to dissect what they're doing and see how it could work for them. Because if you could take your weak and make them strong, you could keep you strong and keep them strong.
Right.
And then at the same time, you can find more people who are interested in buying the product, who are just focusing on buying the product. You can find more people who are concentrating more on making an income, take it more serious for their business, and give them different opportunities, learning, and things outside of your business to make your team successful. Because in the long run, you're trying to build up a team, and right now you're using all the game plays that the company's giving you. Well, to tell you the truth, everybody else is using the same game plays and doing the same exact thing. Well, eventually, you want to break that system or that cycle of just doing the same thing over and over and over, because the everything changes. The products, your whole company, every aspect will change as you guys grow too. From what it was 2 years ago to what it is now to what it's going to be in 5 years from now, it's going to be a whole different aspect of the business. Now, maybe the same pitches are still being used, same materials still being used, but there's a lot of different aspects. And there's the whole aspect of, well, we went into a market that barely had any penetration. Now, 5 years from now has tons of penetration, and there's tons of people around you. So you only have a certain amount of time to get to that point too. And if you want to wait around for everybody else to do it, it may be too late. So you want to actually try to focus on, you want to focus on what everybody else is doing. I know surveys, training systems, just a lot of stuff I use, just, surveys after maybe you meet up with them, or maybe after they start selling. Or maybe, maybe they have access to calls or emails or stuff to you, but you throw in a little bit of information. Hey, this worked great for me today. Or you start your own Facebook group, which just talks about everything that everybody's doing. So they have a social hub to where they could go and talk to each other, and they could ask each other questions. Hey, I had a customer that wanted to know this, but maybe they try to call you. You were in the middle of a meeting, or you were here and couldn't answer it, or there and couldn't answer it. Now they could go to the Facebook page or the group you have and start asking questions. And if one person's available to answer that question, it might help them sell that product right then and there.
Yeah. So my mentors actually have a huge Facebook page that they've got going, and everybody kind of taps into that. So to me, it seems almost a little redundant to actually start to create something else like that. So I haven't really kept up with my pages like I told you. So I tried to create a different spin on that. But at the same time, as far as health-related stuff, because they're doing Apple for Health. So then you get all the questions on there, you get all the stories on there too, and I put stories on my pages too. But at the same time, I'm like, well, how can I really spin that differently where it's just one Facebook page instead of like having one about wealth or having one about spirit? Because alkalinity affects so many levels.
Well, see, you can do it one way, and you can set it up however you want. Yeah. But if you set it up differently, just keep in mind it's eventually going to help target those search rankings, which you're going to help target those specific areas. Yeah. So you may have all these different pages, but in the long run, all your updates and feeds are going to still go to your one email or whatever, no matter what they are for the pages, so it's still easy for you to monitor it. But you get to target each one of those areas individually compared to, and get search rankings and find new clients for those.
So it's okay to have the separate stuff? Cause,
I separate all my stuff. I separate it with and, you know, within it and outside of it. So, and that just helps me keep everything, you know, organized, just, and targeted to who is specifically asking, just so I don't get all these questions that are, you know, I'm not having to answer 3 million questions about this, that, and another. It's just 3 million questions about this, 3 million questions about that, 3 million questions about this. Then that will lead to search rankings, which will lead to, you know, and it's a lot more work, a lot more time, but also you have to look at who did you say was doing the Facebooks and stuff now?
My mentors. I mean, they've got their own page, you know, and a lot of people get involved at some point too, try to do that as well. But they've got a really good handle of the health part of it. Like they've got Outcome for Health, that name. So to me, it's like, well, I just didn't see the value of creating the same page for health and trying to compete with them. You know, because I'm a part of their group, so there's no reason for me to like compete with their Facebook page. So I've been looking at it.
But for your own rankings and for your own for your own groups as you're building up, like you could come here and every person that you meet, thank you. Every person that you meet, you could get them to add to your group, or you could like them, or you could get them to like your page and all that.
How you have those cards. So I've been thinking about that, and the thing with alkalinity, it's doing that in North America, that instead of saying something like, oh, the shake that tastes like cake, when people don't even have to taste it.
Taking the time out, 7th inning stretch.
Or weight loss made simple, or something like that.
And you said that right now he has like the Facebook page that's like alkalinity for what?
Health.
All right.
I have one that's alkaline wealth and alkaline spirit. And just now talking to you, I'm like, well, maybe I can make one that's alkaline fitness. That's another. Well,
see, this is what I would suggest. Google's going to tell you a lot of what people are searching for. So instead of doing alkaline for health, I guarantee you if I type that in, probably not that many people are searching for that word, the phrase, whatever, maybe a keyword or something inside of that. But when they're searching for what you guys have, it's probably a whole different term. So it's probably a whole different term, keyword term that they're looking for. So right now you may be thinking, oh, he has the best one, alkaline for health. But maybe people aren't even looking for that. Maybe people are looking for salads. Or I just use that because you said ask them, but I don't know. Like
actually, my background is such, like the alkaline fitness and the alkaline foods. I can speak more to that because I haven't had a raw food business and I've been a yoga instructor, which is alkaline stuff.
Most of the time, if they're looking for something with alkaline, they're going to say diet.
Exactly.
Right.
So you may want to use more words like diet and stuff like that. So he may think that it's great having this alkaline for this or that, but the truth of the matter is, it may not help him on the search for anything unless people are searching alkaline.
Right.
I've never really heard of alkaline until Joe started talking to me a couple weeks ago, and then I met you last week. So
now it's in your face.
Yeah.
What's your conversion rate for customers into distributors? Just approximately.
I think it's 52%.
Are converting?
50%.
So 52% of them want to be involved with the business.
Yep.
What I've learned working with distributors, I've been through multi-level. This one actually is one, but I'm not a distributor because, I mean, I gave Carol so many people, you know, she probably moved to California my money, but I never got involved with it because I wanted to keep the testimony pure because I wasn't getting any revenue from it. You know, that's how I am. I don't want to have something coming back to me and say, oh yeah, this is really great, and I'm selling you a machine, and I'm getting $1,200 back on that machine because, I mean, I just, in my own personal thing, that's me, right? So I gave her a whole bunch of business. But anyway, what I've found with distributors is some people get it right off, and then some people, you have to do baby steps.
Yep.
First of all, they got to believe in the product.
Yeah.
They're taking it, you said this is going to do this for you, now has it really done that? If it has, then you basically just say, the ones that aren't really doing much, you say, hey, how's things working out? You know, and you'll find out what they say. They're going to be really enthusiastic, or they'll say, oh, I haven't seen, you know, whatever yet, or whatever. But what you can say to them is, well, hey, you know, you can be a distributor. There's not many people around your area. You can actually help people like this too. I'm sure you could use next to I mean, I had a little bit extra cash during the month. I mean, if you had $500, $1,000, or $500 or $1,000 coming in the month, what would you get? What would you buy? You go on vacation or whatever. Whatever they say to you, that's your map. That's what you gotta get them to.
Yeah, I understand all that. My thing is, because I don't live here and I don't have that warm market, it's totally cold market. So we're back to that trust thing that we were talking about earlier. So I have to meet someone brand new and develop that rapport of trust with them right off the bat to get them to even look at me.
That's where the groups and Facebook can help out too.
Yeah.
Because eventually, if you have a couple thousand people that are in your group or on your Facebook, they look and say, well, a couple thousand people think Joe's all right. He must be all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Trust Cloud is.
Mm-hmm. But
I'm almost at the 900. The founder of the company doesn't even have a higher score as me. Figure that one out. I'm trying to hit 900. I'm at like 870 or something.
Now, when you say you have a good team and then you have a not so good team, what are you saying, or why would you tell me it's not so great of a team? They're low producers. Because they're not producing as fast as you want?
Really, they're not even producing as fast as... a lot of them are just kind of sitting on their initial order, basically. I mean, they're customers, basically.
Now, what are you doing to help them push them to go a little...
I keep in touch with them. Actually, I'm in the process of redefining what I do with them. So, even though they don't reply back sometimes to encouragement stuff, I thought, well, I might as well just keep doing that, because just encouraging them, like, hey, don't give up on your dreams, that sort of thing. Help them change their mindset, because a lot of it's just a fear-based mindset.
Now, did they sign up to be distributors for you? So they signed up and they're just not doing anything?
Yeah.
Right. Because actually, when you
now, is there anything...
you're automatic distributor.
Oh, really?
Now, is there anything that they all kind of have in common that you could maybe see, or maybe a characteristic or something that maybe could be hindering them, or maybe it's not even a characteristic, maybe it's
motivation.
Well, that's true for anyone, though.
I mean,
it comes right down to it. It's how self-motivated
are they? How self-motivated are they? Yeah. How comfortable are they talking with people?
Well,
some are, some aren't.
You might have a great customer, but
like a couple things could be.
Enough people, so they kind of take it like a very part-time job, I think.
Well, part of it, like maybe some have kids and some don't have kids. Maybe the more motivated ones have kids, or the less motivated ones have kids. Maybe it's not consistent. Maybe some are young, some are old. Is it age?
I've got a pretty good span of about 30-year age range of some, so I wouldn't say that's consistent. What I've seen that's most consistent is that they all have other projects going on, other jobs or whatever, and they really are just working at really very part-time. So, but the thing that's odd about it is that they all want to excel at the company. So it's like their own desires isn't quite matching up to the reality of what they're actually doing.
Now, is it a time span? Are these people signed up for like the same amount of time doing the same thing? Maybe
most of them, there's some new ones here in the area, and so it's been after like 3 months, and I just realized this guy's not moving as fast as he told me he wanted to. So, it's like, okay, well, you know what, I can't do this for you. I'm here to help you, but you're the one that's going to have to call your contacts. You're the one that's going to have to reach out. I'm here to help you. We've done role playing.
That's one of the things I've noticed is a lot of it is tapping into your contacts. Nobody wants to talk to their mom and say, Mom, you want to do this because next week I may not be here. That's one thing I try to talk to people about too, is just building it up. Those Facebooks, those Twitters, all those. I'm not saying you are, but say 2 years from now you don't feel the same way about the company and you're sick of working for them. Just not working out the way you planned. Or maybe something happens with them, you just can't work for them. Now, because all you've done is try to build people up and you kind of have their phone number and all that, something happens, all that, to tell you the truth, is mostly just a waste.
Yeah.
Everything you've done is just a waste.
Yeah,
now, if you build up your Facebooks, your Twitters, you get everybody on your groups, you could quit this group, you could do something else that has something to do with health or some type of anything, dieting, and you could still use that page for everything and still have every single one of those contacts.
So it's like switching the projection image with the image I'm projecting out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being the network marketing professional, being more, and that's why I say on my card, output professional, because it's not just 7.2. I have a lot of knowledge about like raw food and yoga and other things that are output. So if I promote that part of it instead, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll practice that.
When you promote all that, then it gives you more than that, because if you promote that, you have that Facebook, you have that outlet, you have all these different things going on. Well, now if you have a huge group that has 10,000 people in it, you know what? Bam. You just tell your clients, look, a lot of times there's people waiting there right for you. They'll go ask us questions on my group page, and you have the perfect opportunity to answer it. Guess what? If you answer it, they could be a potential client for you.
Yeah.
Now it gives them the door open to, all right, I don't have to go harass my mom. All I have to do is go on your group page all the time, share, suggest, like, follow. Eventually it's going to lead some people back to me. They start doing that, they become more active. Now their whole name and everything becomes active. Same with you. Like, I think, Joe, I'd start building up my Facebook, my Twitter, try to get these names up, try to build it for what you want it to be. Like, I'm the most proactive marketer you'll find. Like, if I have a thought of a business, I'll start doing all the marketing right now, even if I don't do the business for 5 years.
How much I have to give you to make that happen? I don't want to do that. I'm doing other things.
As a marketer?
Yeah.
Well, it just really depends. It depends the time that you want to get it done in, how much stuff you actually want done, what budget you have. So it's not just a number of, you know, I could sit with you and be like, all right, Joe, you have this much money. We can span it between this many months. This is what it's going to take.
Is it feasible if I'm looking for $3,000, if I gave you $1,000 to start off, would I see any kind of positive results where people are donating to me?
I wouldn't even allow you to start that way with me. I'd say, all right, Joe, we'll start at this. We'll start at $100 a month. I'm going to start setting up your social media. I'm going to start monitoring everything for you. I'm going to start promoting it, start building up everything for you. Because everything takes a little bit of time to build up organically anyways. And then once we do that,
$100, that's cheap.
$100 a month. And then once we do that,
is that your price?
Okay. For something like that.
Let him finish.
And then once we build it up and you like that, and maybe you want to go a little bit faster, maybe you want to do this or that, then we can add on as you go. But I wouldn't start doing the biggest thing and work our way down. I'd suggest starting small and then work our way up.
Right.
Just because in the long run, I do advertising, marketing, consulting. I could get paid off telling you to do something and getting you no results, and then eventually nobody's going to come back to me. My main thing is to get whoever I'm working for results. It doesn't matter what it is, I'm going to get them results. If I don't think I could get them results, I won't take their account. Just because most people want instant gratification or want something last week. So if I'm going to take too far out, or I don't think I could get it for them and they're not all right with that, like it being so far out, I just won't even deal with it. Just because in the long run, it's not worth my headache. It's not worth them thinking they're going to get something when they're really not.
But I mean, that's just self-explanatory. You're dealing with the web. You're dealing with, putting something on the web and people going to it. So it can't be instantaneous. It's got to be 90 days out, I would assume. Where you're getting any kind of results coming in. Maybe trickled in. But if it's really going to hit, I would think probably 90 days to.
Well, that's what it takes on the search engine organically, but then we have to start looking at different aspects of it. Say we start marketing it. Now you have different options for you and your business. Now it's not, I'm trying to fund. Now I have a network of 10,000 people on my Facebook page, and I'll promote you to all those 10,000 people to my organization gets up and running for your $5 donation. I'll promote you to my 10,000 Twitter friends or my network of Twitter friends as much as I possibly can until that time. I'll put a permanent link here, or I'll create an event page for you, or I'll do something here or there that you set up for them. Then you're giving them some type of, I'd like to be on a network of 10,000 people, my Facebook or my page getting promoted on their Facebook page once a day until this guy gets his business running. That'd be a $5 investment to me. I'd spend all day long. And you start giving them more incentives, so a lot of times you can start recouping that $100 a month back before you even hit that $1,000 point. You could go get everything you were trying to get funded all in that point, because those GoFundMes and those social platforms.
I don't have many people on Facebook, but I got a lot of people on Twitter. Well, I got 30.
See, a lot of those social platforms, social funding platforms are great, but if you have stuff like this, you could just put a PayPal donate button, and you don't have to worry about reaching an amount until you get your money. They donate, it just goes into your account. They donate, it goes into your account. Throw incentives up for that. Do you have a notebook?
I do. I brought my notes to here. That's going to be my little notebook like your dating bag left earlier to go to a different group. Oh, I forgot.
Google Trends.
Trends?
Have you ever heard of it?
Like TRENDS?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I know what a trend is, but is this a particular business? Google Trends.
Well, just write the Google Trends, and then I'll show you how to use it right now.
Okay, awesome.
And whenever you have time, just go start typing in certain stuff. You can type in.
So this is trending now: WWE, Spurs, Andy Davis, Earthquake, Lewis Katz.
Yeah, that's gonna show it. This is the mobile version.
Oh, it's desktop better.
I'm just used to looking at desktop.
Oh.
There should be a search bar somewhere around here. Oh, search right there. Search. So you should be on the Google Trends, right? No, that went to
Search.
Go Google Trends. Type it in there. See. I thought that was Google Trends, but it should have had a search bar above it.
Is that the page?
And you can write this down too, Joe, if you want. Google Trends.
I did that last week. Remember we got the Google thing?
Yeah. Did it mention the trends, or did it mention?
No, I mentioned trends.
I
You
did?
type it in and it'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
iTools, maybe?
Yeah. No, it shouldn't be iTools. It should be a Google thing.
Does it look more like it?
No, that's iTools. It should just be Google Trends right here. It should just be
Was
that.
it just like GoogleTrends.com? That's not it though?
Well, it looks like it is, but there should be a search bar. I'm used to looking at desktop. What's this?
Yeah, maybe you just subscribe.
Yeah, log in and I'll see. And I'll show you how this thing works a little
Hey,
bit.
I got a
here.
pool table. Are you interested in pool table? I got a pool table for sale.
My kids crack their heads open probably. My little one, man, I know I get a pole ball in the face or something.
That's right now. This is how you're saying you can find what people are interested in and where to go?
So, is this it? Alright, put in a search.
Well, let's just start with.
Oh, this is only a internet connection. Can't do it on the phone.
Oh, he won't let you.
Said you
She's
have to
pulling
have,
up here, it's just a little bit different. Should have,
you gotta have an internet connection.
yeah.
We have Wi-Fi here. Would that work for you?
Not on the phone.
Oh, you could probably turn on your Wi-Fi, you should be able to.
Oh yeah?
But it may be more hassle than it's worth right now. Alright, so this thing's going to tell you, do you have a desktop at home or a laptop? Alright, I pulled it up on that, just write it down or whatever. But that will actually, you could type in stuff like words,
There it is.
and it's going to tell you the highs and lows times of the search. It's going to give you the whole graph of when people are searching for it, the months people are searching for it. So a lot of it isn't only just in one keyword, it's in the right keyword at a certain time of the year, day, month, or whatever it is. And then whenever you see those keywords, when you see it start rising, you want to start marketing about a month or two before then.
Well, wait a minute now. So I can see like the future trend of the keyword. Is that what
It's
you're
going to
saying?
give you it since 2004. So it's going to tell you.
Oh, so
It's
you'll
going to tell
see
you
it.
when that keyword's going to high and low, and what the volume is that people are searching for. And you'll see a pattern. You'll be like, oh, it's like this. It drops there, goes up here. You'll see it since 2004. You'll be able to go see it. Then you can narrow it down. You can just hit the United States, so you don't have to do worldwide.
Right.
So then you can see where people are searching for that in the United States.
Okay.
So then it's going to give you below that related topics, subjects, keywords that people are searching when they're searching for that. So then you'll know, oh, this is what people are talking about. And then there's a couple other things. Eventually, once you play with that, I can show you how to dump it into it, and you can tell their whole demographic. Age, pretty much, education, income levels, pretty much all that stuff you can tell. So,
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. No,
but I'd play with that one some because that.
You see it that the whole. I mean, if you're in business for yourself, you pretty much have to be a marketer, don't you? Or have
Most
a
people
marketer.
are. You have to have I think, a marketing division or a marketing company you work with, or you have to know marketing.
Yeah.
like you have so many advantages when you do over your competitor and those people who don't. Like I could tell everything what's going on, when it's going on, time of year it's going on, who's conversating about it, where I could find people who are conversating about it, where I could jump into conversations with the people conversating about it.
Yeah.
Where they're searching.
Is that free, Google Translate?
Yeah.
Take the flower back.
Take the flower back, Joe. It's too small.
I'll do that.
Yeah, Google Trends is free.
That's cool. I actually have not used that, so I'm excited to play with that.
Yeah. And using that will help you just figure out, there's like 3 million tools you guys could use that are actually free that Google gives you. They'll tell you everything you need to know about whoever you're trying to target. So Joe, like even when he's like searching for people that he's searching for, he could use that and tell him exactly who's looking for it and where they're looking it for. Like it may not be Texas they're really looking for. You may see all these other states that they're looking for those. And it's going to tell you that. Then it can tell you the demographic of who they are, where they're living, the topics that they're searching for when they're searching for that. Because a lot of times you're like, all right, well, alkalinity, but how many people are actually searching for that? And when they're searching for that, what are they really searching for? That will tell you that too. It'll tell you other like related keyword searches. So when they're like searching that, it's going to say people are also looking for diet, weight loss, you know, health, whatever it is, treat cancer, whatever it is. And then with there, you just use that and then automatically not only do you know who to target, what you should be talking about, you figure out where you're targeting them, how to target them, what you're talking about, what you should be talking about. But then it also gets to the thing of, I try to talk to people about this a lot. I remember when I first started getting into marketing, I remember I used to get like little nuggets of things and be like, oh, dude, I know it all. I'm such a pro and all this and that. And then I'd be like, down the road, I'd be like, all right, it was a good thing to know, but maybe like I didn't have the full picture of what it really was trying to say. It's like I thought that the demographic, like I understood that talking to a 25-year-old woman and talking to a 25 or a 45-year-old woman is two different things. I understood that talking to a 25-year-old man and talking to a 25-year-old woman was two different things.
Yeah.
But the thing I didn't realize was talking to a 25-year-old woman in Texas was different than talking to a 25-year-old woman in California or Hawaii or something.
Yeah.
And by keeping that in mind, you could see not only where these people are searching, where they're searching from, so the areas they're searching from, and then where they're searching to find this. But when you start realizing that, and then their age and all that, you may want to talk to them or present it a little bit differently. So right now you have this whole system that's working great in Texas, and you may go to California or Colorado or something, and it probably won't work the same.
Yeah.
You're going to have to come up with a whole different system because the way you're talking to those people, the way you're speaking to those people, the way you're interacting with those people are going to be totally different than down here.
What's your opinion about how much the local culture, affects that?
I think it has a lot to do with it because a lot of times the people in that culture, the community, reflect who they are. That's why the community is the way it is. If it's a little beach city, that's the reason why. If it's an old west town, it's the reason why, because the people around there are old school. They have that train of thought. If it's a little beach town, it's because everybody's surfers, jobs, comfortable, whatever. It's a common thing to go surfing at lunchtime. And if you don't have your surfboard in the back of your truck, what's wrong with this person, you know? So it's like a whole mentality that they're living and that they breathe and that they think, and you have to tap into that. You can't go into a whole bunch of surfers and say, dude, we need to be alkalinity free or add more to our diet and do this and do that. I'm not going to understand it. Now, if you could tell them how it could help them get the edge on their surfing, and not only do that, maybe help fight a lot of the bacterias and other pollutions they find in the water that they end up ingesting or getting into their system because they're out in the water so much, then you have them thinking, now they're like, oh crap, I don't only need to do this, I need to tell every other surfer buddy of mine. So now you just change their train of thought too from, well, this is going to take my time, money, effort, I have to talk to everybody I know to, I have to tell everybody I know because this is an important thing for us as surfers. All my buddies are always getting sick, that radiation from Japan that's coming over, this and that, all that stuff. We have to offset it somehow, don't we? And that's what you're going to show them, is that's what your product does. But that's why it's also coming up with training things for different parts of your group to help. The thing is, you may have a weak group on one side, but they're really strong to that type of people probably. Because there's a whole type of person that's just like them. So if you just count them out, it's like, all right, I just counted them out, but I pretty much just counted out their whole group. Because there's thousands and millions of people that are just like that person. All you have to do is figure out what type of person they are and what works for them. They all may be surfers and don't care. They don't want to work. They're surfers. So if you're telling them they have to go talk to everybody they know and sell this product, not good. But if you're telling them it could help, help them stay healthy inside the water when they get out of the water and this and that. Now you got their train of thought. Now they're telling every single person they know because now they know how to explain it to everybody they know. Hey, you know how you were sick in the water last week and you had all this and you had to go to the doctor? If we start drinking this water, adding this to our food, it's going to help us build whatever to it. Now, I don't know if that's even any truth to what I just said as far as your guys' product, but if you could just find something like that to fit you guys, you're in. You're in with those groups. And now everybody who you thought was weak is now strong. And a lot of times they could overcome the ones that you thought were strong. Because once they get it, sometimes once people get it, they get it. And once they get it, they go with it. Yeah. Some people kind of got it and went with it and it's going pretty good and those are your top performers now. But when somebody really gets it and really believes in it and really feels something about it, it's a whole different thing. You don't even have to talk somebody into using it or trying to sell it to them. Because when somebody's that excited about it, everybody's asking them, what are you doing? And they're saying, well, this is what I'm doing. And everybody else wants to do it too. Yeah. And it's almost like, it goes with the same way, like socially, like building up Facebooks and Twitters and all that. You guys make something cool and you make it the thing and you make it the talk. Well, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's trying to do it. And everybody's wondering what it is. Who's not doing it. So now you're building that momentum that way too. Now, who are you going to help build that momentum for it? Your advisor and your bosses, or you want to start building that for you and your company and your teams? Because once you get that momentum, a lot of times it's a lot easier work for us as business people. It's, building up your funding. Once you build up a name and your brand and you build all that up, well, then everybody's going to want to be involved with you.
Doing like blogs and stuff, talk about.
I always suggest doing what best fits you and your needs. If you feel comfortable doing blogs all day long, blogs are huge. If you feel comfortable doing videos inside of blogs are even bigger and better. Like the more you can do, what happens online is content is king. The more content you can put out there, more people are going to see you, the more you're going to end up on the search engine, more you're going to be found. Content's king.
So they read your blog,
they read your blog, they see you on Facebook, they see these people talking about you, you're all over Twitter, you're all over Google, you're all over here, all over there. No matter where they're going to search, they're seeing you for the product. Guess what that just made you? That made you the leader or thought leadership content or have that thought leadership content for that product. So whenever they think of that product, they think of you. Whenever they think of health, they think of you. Whenever they think of diet, they think of you. They don't think whatever the name of your company is, your company, or that person over there, they start thinking you. And then it doesn't even matter after a time if you build it up big enough, you don't even have to have a company like that. You'll have sponsors and other people with products that are saying, hey, we'll pay you just to talk about us and use our product and refer people to use our product. And you'll make more money doing less work. So it's like building that momentum is one of the biggest things, and that's why I tell people build up your social networks, do this. Because no matter what, even if you quit in like a year or 2 years, you still have all that momentum, and you can take that whatever direction you want to go.
I know, I was just in a meeting.
So do you have a preference on blogs, like of who to do that through?
No, that's okay.
WordPress is always good if you want to do a blog.
The reason I called.
You'd think Blogger would be great because it's a Google product. But sometimes they limit you to doing stuff with Google that Google, you think it's a Google product, why would they limit you? But there's a lot more stuff. Yeah. WordPress is universal. No.
Yeah, I've tried my efforts on blogs before, but it was tied to the website.
There's other ones, I think there's like myjourney.com or something like that. There's other blog sites where you don't necessarily have to start like a whole like blog thing. You start just independent blogs and put them out for yourself. And then people go there, but it's tied in with like life or fitness or travel or whatever. So you could just piggyback on their blogs or their forums and write your own blog spot on it or whatever.
Yeah, I remember
anyway, yeah, there's been like
really
400
creating that
blogs
habit to get
guys.
online, create content is where I've been leading on. And I know that it was better for me to do that, but after what you just said, that whole like
But anyway,
years down the road,
I'll
it's really about what kind of social presence do I have as opposed to the business I have.
Well, it's also has a lot to do with the person and personality. Like for you, like Joe said, what is it? Should I start doing a blog or that? But some people aren't the best writers. So you may want to do a video blog and do video about yourself. Because some people can sit there and start talking online about themselves on a video. Most people's phones have the audio recorder. You can sit there and talk. Most phones, especially if it's a smartphone, you could take that audio and you convert it into a PDF and email it to yourself. Now you have you had that whole conversation you just talked over your microphone. Now convert it into a PDF, and now you have a whole blog written for yourself. I've seen people that they just use their voice recorder, they'll record it, and then they'll do like a huge blog, and they just would have talked about it, convert it to a PDF, send it, copy, paste it from there, drop it in their blog, and it's done. So sometimes I see you get lost when you start. I see me talking about like these things that you have to kind of start doing. I see you like, oh man, I don't want to go write these blogs and do all this and that. But honestly,
It's all
all right, how you feel?
It's how you do it. Like I said, I'm the laziest person out there, but exactly. So you think, all right, I'm lazy, but at the same time, I'm not the best writer, so I'm not going to sit there and write it. But I can sit there and talk in front of my voice recorder, convert it to a PDF, copy paste that, drop it into my blog, maybe make a couple corrections or something. But
I like that. Oh, I love that. There's so many options. That makes it just doable. And then what I like about that is like, I feel like I am a good writer and I can write, but it's just taking that discipline to do it. So if you're just
I was reading
somewhere
online
you
about
speak it into it, or you get like pictures of that and add to it.
exactly.
Yes.
Well, even your Facebook post or whatever. Sometimes I sit there and write it, and I'll stop, erase it, write it, stop, erase it. Finally, I just grab my voice recorder, I say it, send it to myself, and then it's there, and it's like, all right, that's what I'm putting in there. Copy, paste it, it's done. Just for a Facebook post. You don't have to have some, crazy thought of writing this and make it. You could just say it real quick. It sounds pretty good. Write it out. So, or copy, paste it, or whatever you want to do. Or same with your camera. A lot of phones nowadays. I know my wife's camera. I don't have the Apple, but she could record from this way or the back of the phone. So a lot of times she could record herself. She could do her whole thing. Bam, upload it to YouTube. Now you have a whole video that you just did, video blog or whatever.
Wow.
And the videos are huge, especially on the search engine.
Yeah, one of his dogs died and the other one was really sick. They put flea powder on him. And it killed one dog, and then the other one's been 3 times back to the vet now. Well, it had, they didn't know it at the time, but it had kidney problems. And it will attack the kidneys.
Oh, jeez.
And it's right on the bottle and everything. If your dog has kidney problems or liver problems or anything like that, do not give them this product.
Like we're supposed to know if our dogs have that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's such a horrible thing that our pets get sick anyway.
Yeah, but I was just telling them about the natural remedy that they use. The animal shelter, I was talking to the guy up at Walmart, and he told me what they use.
Yeah. But I was just telling her, Joe, like, there's lazy ways to do stuff. And sometimes, you said do a blog or something right away. I said if you feel comfortable. But I've taught a lot of people or trained a lot of people to, you may not be the best blog writer, but for you not to do this with your company is actually hurting your company. I knew this Dr. Linsner. He was like a pharmacist and some other stuff too, but he would do like liquid vitamins and stuff. But he'd really want to do blogs and stuff, and he had so much information. This guy knew so much stuff, it was like ridiculous. But he didn't like sitting down and writing it or doing whatever. Showed him that he could take his voice recorder from his phone, record there, convert it into a PDF off his smartphone, forward it to his email, copy and paste it from there, and then it's done. Or forward it to his wife's email, then she copies and pastes it, and then it's done.
That's awesome.
And then he did that, and then bam, even his sales and everything went up because he was just creating content all the time. He was writing blogs all the time. He was educating his clients or potential clients about what he does and how he does it. And from that alone, just really skyrocketed everything. So, just some thoughts on how to do stuff. I'd use the Google Insights once you get familiar, or Google Trends. It used to be called Google Insights, but then they combined it all together. So once you play with that for a little bit, I think it gives you a good feel of, all right, you can search for anything too. But what I do is search for the alkalinity, have it tell you the top related subjects or topics to do with it and keywords. Search those. Drop those into the Google Trends, and you can see the highs and lows and all of those of all that. But not only that, it's going to tell you the cities or cities that are searching for those, like the places where they're searching for that the most.
Awesome.
So you go find those cities, and then those will start being on your list of, all right, these are maybe the potential cities I want to go because this is a big thing. But then I take those cities and reference them back to your company. How many people do we have in these areas or these regions? How's the market out there? Has anybody tapped into this? Now, if you have one that tons of people are looking for what you have to offer, and there's nobody really from your company in there, I'd almost hit that right away and just go, full force with that.
Makes sense, right?
Theoretically, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a lot more educated guess than trying to,
Throw a dart.
throw a dart and say, here we go.
Does your company have any kind of I call it a questionnaire,